funny, you motherfuckers.
Who? Up? Oh god.
You should be like, you're a kid,
look
yeah,
at
bully you senselessly.
books and shit. Getting a raging brainer.
Yeah, at least you're being honest. Yeah, take this pillow.
Oh my god,
Wow.
give me this one from a bumping ass lobby to a gray ass one in a heartbeat.
Fuck, I feel like I'm
What?
babysitting.
What? Why?
Yeah, you're at a playground now.
Alright, go down the slide, Mary.
Dead
Fucking
cell?
Joey, quit with the racist shit.
Do you guys want to come over to my house? Do you want to come over to my bedroom?
Only if you got fucking Capri Suns.
I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I've got
Damn it,
all
no,
of
fucking-
the.
Leave the pillow alone.
I
Give
got
me
all
the pillow.
the colored drinks.
Whoa, pedo.
Colored drinks for
That's some
everybody.
pedo ass shit, dog.
Yo, CSN. What the fuck is this?
You gotta meet Bully.
Well, I'm a parent, so it,
What the fuck is this? Why is my room here? Why can't I see this?
You're inside me. No porno.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
A banana.
Hi there.
I'm a banana. I'm a
I feel like I should shop while I have the opportunity.
banana scratching his head.
God fucking damn it. I'm gonna crash, I'm gonna crash, I'm gonna crash, I'm gonna crash, I'm gonna crash. God damn it.
You
I
won't
know.
crash for your trainer.
My bedroom is
Pray
a
to the
lot.
Lord and save it. Yeah.
My bedroom is a lot for people. It really is. I apologize. I apologize from the deepest depths of my nuts.
Fuck.
Why are you looking at my face?
I promise I will get spayed and neutered. And then
Scootered.
Is that
commit
person behind me?
seppuku.
Fuck. I'm just.
I'm a kid, so I
Getting
can't
outta
look
here.
at that.
Oh,
Holy fuck,
I can
I
clean
just
a
gotta
room.
get out.
I can clean a room. It's like a superpower.
Yeah, but the cool people dipped.
Define cool.
People with anything above gray.
What?
Everybody remember GZ over there that had the potential to be socially adaptable and also intellectual and enjoyable to be around on an application that has the exact same purpose as what I just told you.
We
But
should find
I
another.
feel like he took every
someone and just
opportunity to
invite
not do that.
That actually sounds really cool.
me. Nope.
What intellectual proclivities? What leanings?
What is that? Every single one that he, you know, I don't know, you know what that worm is.
Just
It's
anything?
not even worth it.
Give me a fact. Anything. What's your favorite scientific fact? I love this game. I ask everybody this.
Dad? Dad?
Just like anything.
Is there a battle?
No, it's not a battle. It's just
I was
like
just saying the
sharing
guy
cool
was
shit.
the guy was being racist. That's,
Oh,
oh well, I'm down.
oh. I
Hey,
don't
He
even.
was just being inappropriate. That's all I was saying. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean, it doesn't affect me because I find the concept to be overly simplistic, mostly just archaic, and genetics doesn't really support the concept of race.
And you also have to be empathetic in every aspect, and most of the people that get on here are in some sort.
Oh, I am.
They're introverted, or they have something. You have to be very sensitive.
Oh.
And somebody that exposes people to something like that's completely inappropriate.
Right. Right.
And,
But it-
and because of the massive amount of empathy that I'll always have no matter what, and I'll never change that aspect of myself, he should also try to do the same thing. He should try to.
I agree. I agree.
So-
Like, I'm respectful. I just don't let it affect me, and then it,
But at the same
it
time, I
takes
also
away
have
its
no
power, you know?
animosity whatsoever towards the man that I'm talking about.
You just wish he would be
you know,
more
we can all-
considerate, is all, you know.
Well, I'm
Tomorrow
a man,
he'll,
you know, hope
he'll
over
be a
doubt
different
for sure.
person. Yeah, he might be a
Hope
different
over
person
doubt.
tomorrow. It'll be
Every
cool.
single person, because is all of us stand here. Everybody has the exact same capabilities as what we're talking about. The exact same capabilities you have, that I have, that Tim music status. It's just, if they're gonna embrace that, if they're gonna develop, they're gonna make a difference in their own lives. To do something as simple as get on a program on the computer where they just be sociable. I think that potential should never be taken away from anybody.
I'm not doing anything. I'm literally just sitting down chilling.
I feel like
And every single one of us has that exact same ability. And I love the guy. I love him. Don't know him. Love him. I hope he does better.
I don't know what love is.
I digress. This conversation's just kind of monotonous now.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
I don't know what you call
Because I'm talking, I hear myself all the time.
Yeah, you know, like me too. I'll be like, oh, Google, my only friend, and then the digital archaeologists 500 years from now that hear me in my echo chamber, or the bots that like poach my online
Thank God
life.
I'm dead and they're hearing it, right?
Yeah, like exactly. I'd be like, how are you today, future me's? Did you find the answers of how not to fail at civilization again, like we did?
Steel cone.
Hey, what's
Steel
up?
the cone.
What's up, banana?
Steel
Like,
cone.
I'm really not for kids. I think you should know that. I'm not family friendly. Whoa, like.
I'm just drunk. I don't know what I'm talking about, dude. I'm just fucking drunk.
It's cool. Like, I feel like this is really you. Like, on the bucket with the Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Well, as far as like.
That is what you said.
I give you a friend request, dude. So, like, you guys can ask me anything. I'm like an 8-ball. I'm like a weird 8-ball. You just ask me questions. See what comes out.
You can ask the same question, get a different answer every time.
Well, sort of, in a way, I suppose. It depends. If we're playing fortune cookie philosophy, then yeah.
I feel the same way about every single thing that's developed about the human brain. You know what? We contradict ourselves. We're hypocritical by nature. You ask me a question, I'll tell you a different answer every time. You know, because maybe I learned it between the last time you asked me. Like, that's just realism, I guess.
Yeah, like there's almost no point in publishing.
It's almost an unbelievable concept for most people that think that you have to be the same person every time they talk.
It's good to meet a fellow multi-dimensional, ever-transforming being. Accepts that we are just in an ever slightly different
I don't
sliver.
really have like, which I'm assuming that's metaphorical. I'm not really like you know. I believe I'm me, and probably just about everywhere I go.
Well,
I hope they're
sure.
You know,
I mean, you're
if
something.
I'm not, then I hope they're at least decent. Oh, they're not fucking dumb.
I don't know what dumb means either. I think it's time to redefine intelligence at this point. I think that I'm narrowing it down to efficiency at the goal, whatever the goal may be, whether it be, you know.
Efficiency is exactly, it's context. Everything should be taken in context.
Yeah.
So when you talk about intelligence and trying to make people, you can't ever, so say you have an apple, and then you tell somebody it's an orange, and then they look at it, they're like, that's a fucking apple.
Or they're like,
that's not
I'm
an
a
orange.
banana.
And then they fight you over it, and you could fight all night long, but what if you didn't have to convince them that it's a fucking orange?
That's what I'm saying.
What if, because of their opinion, it can be accepted? Well, you know what?
Yeah,
an orange to you and an apple to them.
Is that skin URL?
Oh.
No, it's not.
Black
damn, I wish, bro.
Black Mirror.
As you say, you pretty cute though.
Oh, you like? I don't even have genitals.
That's crazy, bro.
Echo.
Yo.
There's no echo, buddy. I think that's just
Jihadi Joe's a little loud. I think.
What's wrong with that?
Yo, alien, what's wrong with being a little loud?
Shut the fuck up, Lily. Kill yourself.
Well, I mean, I wish I had the balls.
There is an echo in this room.
Are you a girl or a boy?
Yeah, it's because
Yes, you.
Jihadi's really loud, so other people's mics are picking it up.
Yeah, get on him.
Or maybe it's this guy right here. This Rod Riller? Tyler?
You're Tyler 1.
No. Wait.
Oh my god, this whole fucking time I've been streaming for 4 hours with my Blue Yeti instead of my Valve Index. Okay.
Shut up.
By the way, I know what you were saying.
Role play.
Predator, I hate you so
Yeah.
much.
And like, we don't know what we are, so it's not a right or wrong answer.
No, sorry, not
but
you, myself.
there are things that we are less likely
3
of
hours
being,
and
or
36 minutes since I
it's
started
what we're
streaming,
doing
and this
rather
whole
than
time
what we are. It's where we're going, what we're becoming.
I mean,
even if we don't know what it is,
a lot of people
it is.
don't realize that. Yeah, they don't realize that how detrimental like their contributions can really be whenever it comes to being mean to somebody. It's as simple as just being mean to somebody, saying something they don't like. And you know what? I'll always be an advocate of a person that if I realize I said something, it was offensive to someone, I'm going to apologize. Make sure they understand that I didn't have that intention. And I realized I wasn't trying to force my opinions, but at the same time, they thought I was, and I'm sorry for that. And I didn't mean it. And that's exactly how every single argument should be dissipated. Animosity should never begin if there wasn't a reason. You know, if you want to go. These angry moments everybody has, these arguments and things that they have on this application, they're no better than the fucking Cold War where nobody wins, but we watch shit happen for no reason. You know, like it's just.
It's only them hyenas from Lion King.
Haha. To boldly go where no man has gone before, even if it is fucking Spider-Mouth, alien Spider-Mouth. I'll be the first man to fucking alien. I've already got the t-shirt.
$20 is $20.
Yeah, like how much for a BJ? Here, wait. I will trade you just as toothy of a blowjob.
I'm already circumcised.
Oh my goodness. It is a hot mic and spider.
But yeah, how you been, Game Predator? Haven't talked to you in a while.
Want some candy?
Alright. Same old, nothing too special.
Oh, you know. Killing
Nice. Hang on, I had
xenomorphs.
this Spider Abby.
Hunting Batman. Okay.
You ain't gonna do none.
I'm not, you're right. I am not gonna do nothing.
I think we lack capabilities to do anything in an application.
So yeah, it's just the same old,
In any
nothing
aspect.
too crazy. Been chilling.
Yeah, I was just playing the Devouring game for 2 hours, and it didn't go well.
Yeah, see?
The horror
Like,
I
game.
feel like after all the conversation, these guys are the real MVP because they just put up with this. Hey,
oh,
listen,
do you want us
this
to go
fucking
in this, Nama? Do you want to come
I'm
with
just
us?
trying to find an
Scary as
interesting
shit.
conversation.
They say there's no jump
Well,
scares.
if you
Yeah,
want
fucking
interesting
right.
conversation, let's go in this portal here.
Oh, did he crash?
They say that?
I'll go with you.
That's a
Go.
complete fucking lie. There's fucking jump scares.
Some midnight gospel. Doing drugs on stream. So many universes. What do you think about that? I don't even have any beer.
Where am I?
Whoa. Whoa. It's like Tron. If the Tron was a Russian bathhouse. Oh, now
I've seen this fucking Pornhub video.
You have?
Yeah, it's pretty trippy.
With the Predator in it? Fuck.
Predator, Tron, everything, you name it. Endless possibilities.
Cool.
Like every time I watch a video, I notice somebody different.
I'm going as myself. Fuck yeah. It's Halloween every day. I got a wand.
Watch your language. Watch your language because my family can hear.
Oh, well. Oh my god. That's funny shit.
That's pretty dope.
That
pretty
is
cool,
dope.
man.
That is dope.
And if you're a good person, I respect you and I'll become a fan of you. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, don't do me like that. No poop fan.
I know every dad joke in the book.
No poop fan.
Oh!
Where's the best place
Excuse
to
me.
get avatars?
Oh, I can show you
I don't
lots
know.
of places.
I just
What-
kind of like.
What are you
got
looking
'em.
for? The coolest
Something
thing is
that matches my name.
Dazed Viper. I'm trying to think if I saw anything that was
I want.
a snake. I saw a
Yeah, I
dragon
wanna,
that
like,
was
oh, yeah.
snake-esque, but I don't remember where that came from. Someone just had it. But, man, I mean, there's so much you can do. And, like, I mean, I've made a lot of
Hey, do y'all
memes
have
out
a
of
terror skin?
your character. I've made a lot of memes out of you. A lot.
Y'all bitch ass niggas have a terror skin.
That's.
I got
okay.
a chapter
I don't
of
know what to say to
a
that.
meme library or whatever dedicated to this. What Musafa?
Rafiki a common
Rafiki,
thing?
Rafiki.
We've
Well,
been
it was
developing
a
the
thing.
relationship for a long time. When are you gonna rub something on my forehead?
Shit, let me see if I can find one for you. I'll put it in the stream right now.
Given time, my friend.
Right now, the meme of
Yes,
the
sir, I'll
moment
wait.
is one of those little pink Valentine's Day hearts, little shitty candy, confectionery sugar
You had me at pink.
block. Yeah, it says your money's on the dresser, and then just for you meme hoes, just for you meme hoes. I'm ready for when
All
prostitution
the hoes were
becomes legal.
satisfied, and the congregation said amen.
That's right. And then we prayed to our
I don't
our god,
understand, but
our
sure.
giant flying hentai genital cock monster in space that ejaculates
There's no
galaxies
limitation
every
to the
day at
capabilities of
noon.
getting completely far-fetched in every conversation we ever have.
Well, of course. And then like he punches all the butthole of everything that poops, because he created everything.
When the
He's got-
butthole leads you into space, you just entered a black hole, different dimension.
All right, now which of these?
You know, I feel
Files
like we're
was
just
it
going
in?
somewhere, but I don't really want to go there, like where that was.
Why not? I will go everywhere. I have my towel.
Well, we could.
All right.
My fucking trusty sock. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You ever seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or read the book, Douglas Adams?
Oh yeah, 42.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing movie.
It's my favorite. I have the unabridged edition. It's hardcover
good,
with
dude.
with gold and gilded pages and a little cloth bookmark and shit.
God damn.
Yeah,
A fucking book made by Yeezy.
I don't know.
I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, like it's interesting because if you watch it and you don't know that every single moment is just another joke about ultimate questions and like those ponderances, then it's not really that good. Just like if you don't watch Where the Buffalo Roam, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas doesn't make any sense.
The movie Hitchhiker's Guide was literally
wow.
just a fucking pun. The whole movie
So yeah,
was a fucking developmental, metaphorical aspect of something to make you think outside of the box. But they realized you wouldn't the first time, so they made you watch it 10 more times. Like,
you are my
that's
favorite.
the fucking movie.
You're my favorite type of drinker, Andy. Yeah, you are drinking? Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sober. Yeah, I'm drinking. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm on drugs too, so it's cool.
Me too, dude.
Anyway,
I do a lot of blow.
I like it, but not as much as Adderall time released. And then Ritalin affects me the same way.
You're
that
the
Coke
only
does.
person who likes time release.
Oh well, like
No, the
like,
XRs are the best.
I
dude.
actually do a combo. I do like some that's instant and some that's time release, so that I
Yeah.
get going quick, but then
do a stack.
it lasts, and
See,
I don't
I-
like fiend. You know?
There's something that I, because I've always had hypertension and high blood pressure, you know. So my biggest issue is been like whenever I take the IRs, and I can snort them or I can take it. You know, I can't really take more than 7.5 because vascular constriction, dude. The high blood pressure gives me the worst headache you've ever lived. Like you just have to lay down and deal with it for hours. There's no sleeping. There's no Tylenol. You just have to lay down and deal with pulsating headache for the next 3 hours. Like, so, you know, there's actually a completely unpredictable solution to the situation, too. Caffeine. If you drink a Monster Energy and you have vascular constriction issues with amphetamines like Adderall, Ritalin, it'll fix it. And what the fuck
What
does this
about
world
beta
come
blockers?
Well,
to? A beta
so
like a different...
would you like to hear?
As in blood medication.
Would you like-
I take a beta blocker, just one. Yeah. Leprednisine, I take it.
That's pretty cool, Chewy. It's a Decepticon.
No.
I call the
Bastion?
Xbox Connect. You know what that is? I call it a Decepticon, or R2 Dicktooth, or C3PO, and it just sits there and counts my FAPs, and they harvest the analytic data, and then they work with Facebook to see if they can like
I hope
Black
in 10 years
Mirror,
you get to see
like
results.
try to sell me some lube or something. Yeah, and then I gotta buy
If it
tinfoil hat
lasts as
condoms
long
and
as
stuff.
you-
No, like,
I hope you get to see results down the road.
I mean, as long as
How
I
many
get
times have
access
I
to
masturbated?
the deets, yeah, like I want to know the data, right? Like, how many layers of skin do I have left? Six,
Oh, man.
5?
Thank
Or
God the fucking
only
epidermis develops consistently. Like, what
right?
if our skin didn't? you know?
Usually.
We have 7 layers apparently.
It depends on where
I'm
it is
looking
on
at
the body.
3.
Right.
It says endodermis, dermis, and exodermis. Wait, is that? I'm drunk. Did I say that right?
Dude, you've got a better memory than me, sir. I would be like, hey Google,
That's very
hold my
sad.
penis for me and look this up. Give me the deets.
Anatomy and physiology was the worst. Like,
It's
as
been
far as like the which I've smoked a lot of weed, and that probably has a contribution to my ability to have the short But yeah, the exodermis, derma, the dermic layers, the primary.
You just got it on
brachiodermis.
Google, man. Don't even play.
Me?
I don't even try to remember the deets.
yeah,
So
you.
I think it's cool if someone tries. And
No,
then like,
I'm not. I mean,
What?
you
You
can
wanna-
see me moving.
you want to go somewhere else? I think Nama's getting ADD world. She's trying to show us another world.
But I don't think either of us need to prove a point. I mean, if I was on Google, I'd probably say the same thing now.
I don't get the vibe off you guys. I don't get the bullshit you type
y'all
vibe.
hang out a lot?
So, no, I just met all of you, every one
Yeah.
of you, and like
No,
I
mean, it's literally like that's knowledge from a. You know, I know that the 5 toes, the bones, the structure that goes to the toes, they're called metatarsals. The fingers, they're called tarsals. You know, if you break something in your butt bone, it's a coccyx you broke. And this is all from 1 year of fucking anatomy and physiology I took about 10 years ago. Like,
oh yeah,
that's
that's cool. What were you going to become?
endless capabilities
or
of the brain.
what were you aiming to do?
Originally, I was going for ichthyology. It was marine biology is what I wanted to go for, but
Oh, sick.
I graduated in 2008 when the recession hit, and we were probably the darkest times economically that the U.S. has ever seen. So that would be the worst mistake I could do is go into a research and development type field. So I went for I swapped up my fucking game and I went for business and marketing because it's so broad. And there's opportunity to do anything with that, right? So now I just make like
What kind of
80 grand.
marketing?
Business and marketing is a very general. Then when I did a minor in management. Finished with a bachelor's. That's it. That's all I ever.
I didn't want to
show for
interrupt his
myself.
story.
Like, you go ahead.
You did
No,
good.
I was sorry. I was talking to Nama because Nama wanted us to go with her, and I was like,
Oh,
well,
I'm sorry.
you were right in the middle of part of your Joe Dirt story, which I loved, so I didn't want to stop right then. And like the rain is kind of
You're my
soothing.
Sister.
Do we want to portal hop again, and then we continue?
I'm down to do whatever. Honestly, I don't really care. I'm just
Cool.
fucking drunk here.
This
for
is
the
like
ride.
my 4th day or something on this game, so
I started in April.
Yeah, this is my
April 10th.
3rd or 4th time coming on.
I've been playing for about maybe a month or 2 now.
cool.
It's
Cool.
pretty fun.
Nice.
I'm not like I rarely ever act like this, even though probably because I don't want to, because it's insociable and it's not because I'm avoiding the personality that I have myself. It's just because other people don't really.
Oh,
You have to be
here we
social
go.
adaptable.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
I'll tell you this. There's a lot of weird.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of weird people, all right. No doubt about that. I'm one of them. Probably the weirdest. I'm a fucking alien. But maybe not as much anymore. Consciousness expands. And this is really fucking cool. I dig it. I dig it. What's up, Dove? How you doing? I dig this place. It is totally cool. I would roll around in these. I mean, really, this looks like ginseng.
I'd roll my bucket through these fields.
This looks like a ginseng patch that was fertilized with fairy dust and happy thoughts.
God, I feel like I'd watch the beginning of Up.
Wow, I'm so culturally detached. And by the way, I like biology. I like a lot of stuff, all different science, but I have a leaning towards things that help us understand behaviorism, and that's led me many places.
Sociology, psychology, and kind of.
Yeah, and endocrinology.
Honestly,
and ecology plays a role too. Chemical communications between other species and us.
I feel like we'd be in so much better of a world if we studied ecology, and we'd be so much better if people realize that they are in it, because everybody's in it.
I'm sorry, you're like dropping out when you get a little bit quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I feel like there's just a mutual understanding that people don't even realize mutual. If they studied ecology, if they studied, economics, simple things like that, they don't sound simple by the word. You think of the development, the opportunity this entire world could have, the unification, how beautiful. The world would probably look like what's right in front of us. A field that, it just feels like it's endless. It just feels like it doesn't have a limitation to potential. It would be unimaginable. You can't even think of what it could be. It's unfathomable because we've never seen it. But it's a capability. And it's really pretty. It's really pretty. Anyway, I'm done. I'm drunk.
Dude, it's fine. It's fine. I love it because normally I am having to carry the whole thing. Oh, and by the way, I gotta get better at this. I am streaming. I'm pretty much hashtag record everything, unless it's gonna be pornographic, and then I'll try to turn it to my be right back screen for a second, make sure it's kosher.
So you don't want to see my titties? I'm just kidding.
I mean, we got plenty of porn in the world. It's not like it's hard to find.
Yeah.
I do wish for legal prostitution. I do. I want like in Firefly.
Amsterdam is a place to go.
Amsterdam, Germany, and then Vegas in the Americas.
So I guess whenever I decided that I'd settle on, I work in retail. Okay. So I'm a manager of a store, and I make good money. I have great insurance. I've always been able to take care of people around me. And so I channeled every bit of interpretation and ability to be innovative. I channeled it all into music. So I did music. I've done music for 17 years.
I've been playing music for 33 years. I do improv guitar composition. We have a lot in common. I also did business consulting, where I merged permaculture design principles and strategies with current business modeling and from the ground up. And I was doing that.
Something that I could never do.
Oh no, you can, because you've already got from your understanding of ecology and economics, you can see that flow where everything just changes into different forms, which represents a resource, right? So you already can see that.
I guess whenever I say I could never do, it's probably just because I'll lack the motivation to ever, delve into the subject. But self-limiting.
Some of us are the visionaries and the simulators that see it and think about it. And we spent all of our calories doing that, is what I think, anyway, theoretically. And then others fill the niche. They're more of the doers, and others are the commanders, different positions, nodal network, whatever. And I just wanted to be a think tank resource, really. Analyze environments for different factors and try to make interesting business designs to protect and mitigate damage.
What if there was just somebody who had the most far-fetched idea in the world and decided they wanted to, make a turn, make a change, and whatever influence they could possibly have. They took some of the potential, the motivated, brain that you're using right now to convince other people that whenever you speak to people in VR chat, it could be something intellectual, it could be not intellectual, it could be enjoyable in every aspect, no matter what the stipulation. What if there was a human that was able to just talk to people on a computer, program? Because whenever people get on here, you have to be extreme. I'm so conscious of the fact that I always have to be extremely careful with what I say, and I realize there are a lot of people that literally contradict that purposefully. But maybe that whenever I get on here, I think that's the random goal I've kind of taught myself is to, because I'll be an advocate for the people that don't have the ability to speak the same way.
The golden
don't have
knight.
a way of expressing their. Well, and there's no fucking golden knight about it. I'm a piece of shit, man.
But do you remember the long ago? I mean, fuck my childhood. I'm 40, so it was a long time ago. But there were these little knights, and you'd have the white ones, the black ones, and they were pretty detailed, and made of pewter, and then the gold ones, and the gold ones were to help whichever person was losing, or whichever side was losing. And so it's like a balancing factor, and like you can be a total piece of shit and still be a balancing factor, and I don't agree with that. Like I'm an asshole, but I'm not a dick, and like I'm only an asshole if someone's an asshole,
and I totally understand
and deserves
like,
it,
metaphorical relevance, but I feel like instead of just,
it's always the last resort.
I do my best to keep myself from being available to learn the fact that there are people that have differentiated the types of groups, the sociable people and the non-sociable people. So I looked at everybody the exact same way. And the people that don't have an opportunity to speak, I try to make sure that they understand that if there's anybody in the world they can speak to, it's right in front of them. It's that simple. And the people that feel like they come onto this application because they have a battle they wanted to fight, whether it be something outside of the application, they have animosity towards their mom, their dad, their spouse, whatever it may be, they should feel the exact same way whenever they stand in front of me and they start talking to a person who's completely unbiased in my own personality. I could never even convince myself to take a side with myself, and it sounds just completely silly, but that's just, as far as humanity goes, everybody says, oh, you don't act like a human. You know what acting like a human is? It's being malleable. It's being socially acceptable to the fact that you're not, just letting other people walk on top of you, but you're also not making sure consciously you would never walk on top of them. You don't have to convince them they shouldn't walk on top of you. You could walk away from the situation. But what if you can walk to the person who thinks that they can walk up to you, or you watch somebody else walk up to somebody and just start tearing into them in a primitive way or in a smart way? And it doesn't matter what kind of person, but you made a difference in both of the people, not just one. Because you looked at them both the same. You didn't pick one. You looked at them like they were both the same. I feel like if there's an advocate of anything in my entire life, humanity is. I'll always be an advocate of that. And I'll always respect the people that don't realize what humanity actually is, but you're listening to it right now. That's what humanity is. Humanity is just knowing that there's a potential of a bunch of people that have never met laying in a fucking field of flowers enjoying themselves. Or, if you think humanity is something different, you know what? Live your life, but I know that there's more. I know that there is a field of flowers everybody chill and enjoy themselves. I digress. That's it.
I like it, man. Usually
I'm no motivator.
Usually it's me going on about that, and yeah, I get it. I get it. I've been doing this almost every day for 15, 16 years, but I was doing it on Xbox, like mostly playing games of Magic: The Gathering one-on-one, and then I would have a conversation with the opponent, like 2-3 different people a day, and I started dropping on them, what's your perception of reality, just like in conversation, and then just see what they say, and kind of keep like a general idea of what.
80% of the reactions you got were probably, people that somehow thought it was an aggressive stance for you to ask a question like that. It's just
No.
Really?
About 80% of them didn't know what I was asking them. They would answer like, they would say, well, you know, you go to work, you have kids, and then you die, and that's my perception of reality.
So
and I'm
point
like,
proven, we're looking at the majority of the population has the ability to understand.
right. So what does
other
perception
people's
mean
perception.
to
So
them
that's
and
beautiful,
that sort
exactly
of thing?
what you just said.
But
you just proved the point that people.
then when I explain it to them, they'll be like, oh yeah, like I believe in a god and this, that, the other thing, or I'm you know, evolved from an ape, you know, to be these answers. I'm a human. I like long walks on the beach. My name is Joe. I know I wipe my own ass. I know who I am. Those sort of answers. And then the most rare, absolutely most rare, are the people that just say I don't know. It's the most rare answer, and it's the right answer too. Like, it's the closest thing to right.
It is, yeah.
Because you don't know. We don't know.
You know,
right?
because, I mean, you started with a controversial question that,
right.
in most cases, I would consider other people, which I would never take it, you know, in
Most people don't.
aggressive way, but most people
don't.
And I'm glad. I'm genuinely happy that, you know, your score taking, your percentage was much higher on the benefit of the doubt of the people.
It does.
Your reactions were better than I ever expected.
It takes artistry to do it.
Makes my heart
though.
happy as hell, dude. That makes my heart so happy.
It takes artistry.
Like, really.
It takes artistry and time to do it right. And like, I've done it enough that I don't need to do it anymore, and I can just share what I've seen, and then you don't have to believe me. You can like you can try it, like broaching the subject, and then you know, it's like, I'm not telling anyone that they're wrong. I'm just saying that we don't know. It's like, maybe they're right, maybe they're not. Like, I don't pretend to know. That would be really arrogant, to pretend to know something that is really pretty much unknowable. And then I do offer logic if I think they're receptive, and I try these days to get better at asking people if they even want to broach anything like this or want to hear a story.
Yeah, a lot of times I find myself like really incapable of, you know, like empathizing with exactly what's going through their mind, which I'm not trying to manipulate. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm careful of what I say, you know, to make sure that I don't say anything that's...
So I don't try to be careful, but at the same time, I never intend to hurt anybody. And something else I've learned is that no matter what I say, disclaimers and stuff, to get people to not misunderstand me, they always do, or for whatever reason.
So whenever I say careful is, when I say careful is you're conscious of the fact that you make sure you don't offend anybody. You're careful.
Yeah,
That's
there's so
exactly
many things that offend different people.
You can't tell me you're not careful.
Well, no, I mean, I'm as careful as I can justify caloric expenditure for, but
which is more,
there's so many
more
things
so than most people can ever say.
Yeah, there's so many things that people get triggered over that I can't keep track of them all, even if I wanted to. So what I figured out over the years is that the only things we can really unify on is facts, axioms, things that people can observe, learn, and you can't force it on people. They actually have to get bored of everything that they used to enjoy in order to branch out of desperation for, you know, it's like novelty starved, and they have to do something different. And that's a theory. I mean, that's what happened with me. I just had time. So my plan is to change the world, to give people time to do this. Like, this is helpful to people if they knew to do it, or they were done playing their games. And like, I still like games too, but
well, exactly, the purpose of what you're doing has been completely fulfilled, and it's positive, and it's beautiful, and you've done exactly what you wanted to do. So just know that, you know, it's
it was hard work.
Like I said, so we are massive advocates of just being human, and that's cool, man.
I'm not a human though.
It's is it the cone?
I don't subscribe.
Is that what fucking changes you?
I don't have an identity. Is that okay? I'm an alien. I'm an alien. Really.
Yeah, formalities is silly.
Yeah, metaphysical axiom is my name.
Yeah.
It's your name.
And anybody that would ever look at you and say they have some sort of an opposition to anything that you say, whether it be far-fetched, whether you're being, you know, sarcastic or tell the truth, if they had any reason to argue, they probably didn't understand the point you were trying to prove.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I try
you're
to
trying to be
remind them.
funny, or maybe you were being serious. They probably didn't catch it.
Well, yeah, I'm being serious. I don't know what I am. Human is taxonomy, not fact. It's the best we got at the moment. It has value to a point. It's not completely arbitrary. It's semi-arbitrary. And then divergence and mutation and species go extinct, quote-unquote species. Speciesism, I feel like, is just too simple to be true as well.
Yeah.
And Darwin said
I think
that he knew he was wrong, but he hoped he would be alive to see it proven wrong. And I don't know about proving, but logic,
God,
ooh, I
he
like
is-
that name. Logic is so tasty to me. It's what I put at the very top of like the Maslow's intellectual hierarchy of needs type thing. It's like right at the top, logic, and then PhDs and theories that are, theories have been around for a long time. Not like somebody's like, oh, well, I've got a hypothesis, I'm going to call it a theory. I mean, actual theories. And then abstract thinkers working to support it, and like, where do thoughts come from? Where do ideas come from? There's this sort of filtration upwards. And practitioners are in there as tools.
we can be proud of development of opportunity for those people to even try to do exactly what Thank God people are trying somewhere. It may be right, it may be wrong. I'm not the one to judge, but I'm glad if I can try.
Yeah, I mean, so, yeah,
I always had like a sarcastic approach and no offense whatsoever. Like to the reason I would never, Darwinism is just because, boy, from his perspective, I would never want to watch what the development was. I want to die before I know what happens.
It is really hard to look sometimes.
Yeah,
leads me to something I call scientific aversion, which I think a lot of people have.
Very humanistic. It has a humanistic aspect of everybody that most people don't even realize they're doing it. You see something scary on the internet, you avert it. it's a a difference of chemical imbalancing, and you can't argue that because some people like to look at it,
Yeah, taboo gives it a little bit
yeah.
more potency of a experiential drug, but it's attached to things too, like concepts of taboo. Which if you don't have a concept of taboo, then it really doesn't have that much allure, and it's just a specimen, something to be understood, studied, the phenomena. Like studying the behavior of baboons or monkeys, I study myself in the same way. The lizard brain, the R complex. So how far through your education did you get, Sandy? Or, I'm sorry, CSandy? I call you Andy?
Like I said, it's Sandy.
Sandy?
My name's Corey, but Sandy's fine.
Okay.
Well, I went to, I lived in Alabama, and I went to the University of North Alabama. Finished my bachelor's in, like I said, marketing, with minor in management, and that's exactly what I do.
I meant like science education. How far did you get that path? You said you wanted to be a marine biologist.
Oh, it's all over the place, but it was also like the initial courses of everything. I've developed everything that you hear out of my mouth is opinionated that I've developed because of myself.
Yeah, you've inferred it.
Lack
and
of
you're a perpetual learner, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I learned from myself. I learned because I realized
autodidact.
the simplistic aspects of every bit of my life. I don't want to do it again. And I don't want to have the same thought. And you know what? I'll contradict myself. I'll be a hypocrite if I realize that there was something wrong, and I'll do it to your face.
Me too.
And you can be mad at me for it, but I will do it because you know what? I was fucking wrong. And it's an endless development of my own knowledge that I feel like is nothing. I'm humble in that aspect, but at the same time, I'm humble because there's a purpose of being humble.
I think
humble
you're awesome.
because I appreciate it, dude. You too. Seriously, this it's been wonderful. It's unbelievable that we can literally have a conversation in a field of white flowers like this, and people get mad at each other because they said bitch. What did you say? Dude, like
it doesn't.
That's why they got mad.
It's all
you
about
mean to tell me
intent.
that's what you're fighting over? And me and a man like this, who are extremely opinionated in every developmental aspect of our lives, we are in every way chemically imbalanced to each other. We are so different. I've never met the man in my entire life. But we can get along like this, but you think that it'll ever be justified because you got mad at each other. Like, I'm glad we're never like that, and I hope everybody has the exact same influence that I do, knowing. I hope it never happens to you guys, you know? Because the field of flowers is sure as fucking pretty.
I've got a couple of deal breakers, but I'm pretty straightforward about it. I don't argue like people who perpetually argue forever. I'm like, I don't have time for this. Like, I've seen this so many times. It's just redundancy. And I don't deal with noise pollution mics. Like, mics have to be pretty much perfect with a man cave, or I'm out. Like, period. I'll mute them almost immediately, typically. Or I tell them to go talk to me through my stream in the text. That way I don't have to listen to the hot mic. The poop fan, nightmare. But other than that, like, you know, just don't, I guess, the badgering and putting words in my mouth and like painting me something that I'm not, or like assuming instead of just asking a question, even if it's an uncomfortable question, I would rather somebody ask it and then I show them, you know, the difference or where they misunderstood me, or it's a whole tangent to a tangent of things. And it's like, nobody really wants to, most people don't want to put in the effort to understand people that much or listen long enough. So
they don't. I mean, you're extremely malleable as far as personality goes. I'm saying that's not a detrimental thing. That's a wonderful aspect, you know. And I'm the same way, because you know that you don't just you don't do it. You're not the. I don't have to stereotype anybody, but you would not be part of the stereotype if any of us did stereotype. You're socially adaptable. Like, but that's not even a fucking word. It's not. Hold on. That's how dumb I am. I just made a word that's not even like a real word. Like, socially adept. You have the ability to change your own. Even if you're adamant about your own like beliefs, you know that it's not worth the battle of dealing with somebody who believes something different, that doesn't believe the same thing that you. It's not worth it, dude. It's not worth it.
I don't have beliefs.
You know exactly what the reaction is. Well, you believe that you're a human. You believe that you breathe air.
Yeah, I've got 4 people on Twitch, Metaphysical Axiom, 3 people at YouTube, and I think I've got a total of like 12 today. Are you okay there, Zamia? I was talking to someone in my stream. Sorry, I didn't mute it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get better at that.
If you didn't have beliefs, then I guess beliefs is the wrong word. I guess your own opinions. You don't form your own ideas in your brain that other people don't have the exact same ideas. That's what I should have said. Not beliefs. You know.
I wonder. I think that people do. I mean, you expressed to me before you heard any of my stuff. I could tell it was your own thoughts, and you said something that was very similar to how I perceive reality and how quantum physicists or particle physicists will see our fluctuating state, and the pins in that. But so I saw that, and you're talking about constantly changing, right? That's what I call pruning the neurological bonsai tree, and it's constant change. There's some parts that the root system that might stay the same, and some of the trunk and stuff, but it twists and turns based on experiences and also sort of pruning. But mostly you can't control. It's gonna grow into these areas. It's just how you decide to focus it, or how the environment focuses it. And then at the same time, there's things that you can't get away from that are individuated and are cohesive over the years. So that's the self that people think they see. But I have a feeling that it does express over and over again, maybe in subtly different braids of different traits and, you know, formations. But certain root systems they share in common, like the genotype maybe is more important. And then phenotypic, who knows, that's another realm. Epigenetics, I would be very interested to learn more. I have surface knowledge of some of that, but enough to suggest a direction of question. So it's not baseless, you know?
But see, I guess what I was trying to represent is just the moment you realize there's controversy of whatever you've expressed, whatever they've expressed, you know exactly how you should handle the battle, and then a lot of people just do the opposite of what they, they do the opposite. It's almost like we're the word triggered. The word triggered is so primitive because triggered means you've just completely let your emotions take over whatever conversation, whatever opinion you have. And if you're adamant about your opinion, and you're mad about somebody else saying something, the worst thing you can do is get so mad that you start talking about something in a way that you don't want to persuade somebody. In a way that you're mad, you're just saying shit about whatever you believe. It's not intelligent, it's not representative, it's not persuading. If you don't have a cool brain, so we know that if somebody's triggered over something that we've said, a controversy, but even if you're adamant about your belief, you know that how you should avoid the situation and how exactly you're going to get into it. You start battling, saying shit that everybody else I'm going to listen to ever on this application saying, and just fall into the numbers. But you know the way to avoid a situation like that.
Yeah, I don't have an intent. I don't have an intent to convince anybody of anything anymore. That's like the young man's game, wants to argue and try to convince people of stuff. I offer things, and then if people don't want it, I leave. And I tell them, well, when you're ready, you come find me or whatever. And I've experimented with all sorts of different reactions to all of these things. And there are ways to get through people almost without fail if you know the intensities of different things, the right words for the right person with the right leveraging perspectives combined. It's not like you're just defeating them and then giving them nothing. You're still giving them something that replaces what you take away, and it's different for different people. Usually you don't have to be a dick at all, and when you do have to be a dick, it's because they were a dick to you first, and then you're like not putting up with it, not enabling them, because you can't enable them. If you're gonna do it, you might as well do it. Be prepared to go the long haul with some stubborn person, but it's not worth it. I don't recommend it. It's a waste of time.
Yeah,
and they'll change when a bunch of other people change. So what I figure is we just create an environment that gives people the opportunity to expand their repertoire and learn about things on their own by accident over time, and then not consumed with jobs and the rat race quite as much. And then more of them start to become sort of understanding of reality, or arrivals at different stages of development intellectually, and then you don't have to teach them. You just have to make sure knowledge is available, which it is now with the internet. So infrastructure around the world, right?
Everything is.
I mean, I want every person to have access to a smartphone. You know that, like, there's more smartphones on the planet than there are people? Like, we could just get all the ones collecting dust and give them to people in third world countries, and then invest in their infrastructure.
If the whole had an opportunity to be a first world country, then that would be the first thing that, everybody having access to
knowledge.
Culturally developing it. Yeah, knowledge. Knowledge is what I was looking for. It's hard to fucking... Thank you.
Yeah, man. Tapped in. They're not tapped in enough. And, like, I saw it in Kentucky, too.
Yeah.
Just cell phone is rough, patchy because of the haulers, and broadband is, like, non-existent. If it goes, like, a quarter of a mile without a house, they just stop running it, period. So people don't have computers in their house. They aren't on their smartphones. They're just watching regular TV with commercials.
When we talk about something like that, let's just go into a far-fetched side, completely crazy concept.
Simulations.
Exactly. It's a random scenario. Potential. Once I said it, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. So if everybody there are more, like you said, more cell phones collecting dust world that people never had access to than there are people. Whatever the population is, 7.4 billion or something like that. If there are more cell phones, oh man, I just fucking playing.
I have 3 and I only need 1, and I didn't pay for any of them. Oh wait, no, I did. I paid for the first one, but it was like $100, I think, something like that.
Oh, here's what I was saying. Yeah. So just saying something like that, making a statement like that means that you've already done the most empathetic, the most humanistic thing that you could possibly do, knowing that everybody has potential. You say that if they had a cell phone in their hand, that they would have access to things that they never had before, and they would make it beneficial.
Maybe.
So, well, but you gave them the benefit
it's
of the
gonna
doubt.
work.
You said that. Otherwise, you wouldn't give it to them. You know.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know of a better strategy other than just giving them access
You know what
and
makes
support.
a good human?
But
is exactly what you said. Is you said if they
it
had
could
an
be bad for
opportunity, they would make it better.
Depends on the
But
place.
you didn't say it was bad. You said if they had an opportunity, it could be better. And that's what making a fucking
opportunity
loving human is like.
It's also
That is
selfish.
exactly what he just said.
It's selfish too.
Not selfish at all.
No, I'll show you how it is. It's like a mind rapey thing.
Though it can only be selfish in the fact that you had the thought by yourself and no one else helped. Like that's the
Oh, I
only
had help.
aspect.
I had lots of help coming up with that. But
all the sources in the world didn't know you got the help.
So
but you sure did develop a way to betray your,
eventually your neighbor's problem becomes your problem. And so there's a greedy reason to be altruistic. I don't want them coming for my shit. I want them to have what they need. And in order to do that, it's different for every different culture and where they're at, like their beliefs, and it's like different compensation and braids of things at a time to sort of ease it in gentle, if you know what I mean. But like, I do fear the distraction that you give people. People can get addicted to it. I mean, they brought machetes to this tribe in, obviously I'm not talking about giving cell phones to these people, and this is like the point I'm making though. So you give machetes to this village or tribe of isolated people that has like stone tipped spears, and that's like the peak of their technology. They don't have written language or whatever, and then you give them 2 machetes and you think, oh, then now they're going to do so much better. Nope, instead they fight each other to the death and slaughter each other, fighting over who gets to possess those machetes. And so it was too much power. If you gave them like a smartphone and internet, they would discover porn and then they would masturbate themselves to death. It would be, I don't know, but like if you give it to like
I understand exactly what you're saying, but also like I said, and this is just my personality.
Benefit of the doubt.
There's nothing I can force down your throat at all. But being an advocate of giving people the benefit of the doubt is, whenever you said that if everybody had an opportunity to have a cell phone, you thought you didn't think about one, a minute.